When trouble comes and all your burden be, then I am still and wait here in the silence till you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. Raise me up to more that I can be. There is no life without its hunger. Each restless heart beats so perfectly. But when I come and I am filled with wonder, sometimes I think a glimpse eternity. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. Raise me up to more that I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. Raise me up to more that I can be.
Welcome to our 2021 Evergreen service. I'm so glad that you could join us today. I'm Mary Beth White Jacobs, and I'm the CEO of Black River Memorial Hospital and all of the services that we provide to our community. The holiday time is often hard for individuals, and I can recall with some of our first Evergreen services having personal losses that made it difficult for me to even do a reading at the service. But to be there with others who are feeling some of the same things was always very comforting. Today I have a brief reading that I'm going to share with you, and there's going to be many other people that are going to be sharing thoughts, concerns, and support as we go through the service. A time of grief is a time of love, a time of faith, and a time of hope. Our faith supports us as we suffer the loss of our loved ones. Our hope is strengthened by trust that sustains us. Our love brings us together to mourn and to give thanks for the life that was lovingly shared with us. Our coming together comforts us in our loss. May your memories provide comfort to you as well.
Evergreen, silent sentinel of hope through all seasons. Somewhere deep within me an evergreen grows. Strong, tall, resilient, always singing of life. Her stout-hearted green endures, thrives amid winter wilds. She is strong. She is evergreen. She lives in me.
A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to be sick and a time to heal. A time to pull down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to procreate and a time to abstain, a time to embrace and a time to refrain, a time to search and a time to give up. a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time to conflict and a time for peace.
I am going to share a reading from Toonie, who shared about Dolores Dory Strozewski. Share a special memory of a loved one. Dory, known by family and friends, was the life of the party. She was generous and loved to help others. She had several collections, including Christmas and dolls. She loved Christmas and was famous for her homemade sugar cookies. She will be in our hearts and thoughts, especially Christmas season. Thank you for sharing.
When great trees fall, rocks on distant hills shudder, lions hunker down in tall grasses, and even elephants lumber after safety. When great trees fall in forest, small things recoil into silence. Their senses erode beyond fear. When great souls die, the air around us becomes light, rare, and sterile. We breathe briefly, our eyes briefly see with a heartful clarity. Our memory subtly sharpen extremes, gnaws on kind words unsaid, promise walks even taken. And when great souls die, after a period, peace blooms, slowly and always, irregularly. Spaces fill with a kind of smoothing electric vibration. Our senses restored, never to be same, whisper to us. They existed, we can be and be better, for they have existed.
The holiday season is usually a very emotionally difficult time for individuals who have experienced the death of a loved one during the year. We present the lighting of these candles to honor and celebrate the life of your loved one. We light one for your grief, one for your courage, one for your memories, and one for your love.
The light of this candle represents your grief. The pain of losing your loved ones can be intense, and it remains with the depth of our love.
The light of this candle represents your courage to confront your sorrow, to comfort each other, and acknowledge how your life has changed.
This candle is a light to all of the fond memories of your loved one. It remembers the times of laughter, the times of peacefulness, the times of joy, the times of caring that you gave to each other.
The final candle represents how love lit up your life together. As you enter this holiday season, you cherish the special place in your heart reserved for your loved one. You give thanks for the gift your loved one's life has brought to you. This will always be a special love.
Standing on the platform, watching you go. It's like no other pain I've ever known. To love someone so much and have no control. You said I wanna see the world, and I said go. Think I'm lost without you. Just feel crushed without you.
for so long. I never thought how much I needed you. Think I'm lost without you. Strangers rushing past, just trying to get home. But you are the only safe haven I've ever known. Kiss me at full speed, feel like I can't breathe. This pain inside of me, my world is crumbling. Think I'm lost without you. Just feel crushed without you. I've been strong for so long, I never thought how much I needed you. Standing on the platform, watching you go. It's like no other pain I've ever known.
I'd like to share with you some readings from loved ones who had something to say about someone that they lost this past year. And this is from Renee Stoker, in memory of Stephen Allen Stoker. And she says, "Love you, God bless you always and forever." And this next one is from Jan Reuter, and it's in memory of Genevieve Johnson. A very special memory of mine and our children's was on January 2nd, 2021, when Mom had just been released from COVID isolation. We could still only have window visits, and even though Mom was very weak, she seemed to have more joy and peace than I had ever seen. We were able to visit by phone, sing Silent Night together, and just before we left, she said, "We just need to love each other, don't we?" And this last one is from Jo Solberg, and it's in memory of her husband, Dana Solberg. Dana loved collecting Christmas Hallmark ornaments and going out cutting a Christmas tree with the grandkids.
Chief Tecumseh's words of wisdom. So, live your life that the fear of death can never enter your heart. Trouble no one about their religion. Respect others in their view and demand that they respect yours. Love your life. Perfect your life. Beautify all things in your life. Seek to make your life long and its purpose in the service of your people. Prepare a noble death song for the day when you go over the great divide. Always give a word or a sign of salute when meeting or passing a friend, even a stranger when in a lonely place. Show respect to all people and grovel to none. When you arise in the morning, give thanks for the food and for the joy of living. If you see no reason for giving thanks, the fault lies only in yourself. Abuse no one and no thing, for abuse turns the wise ones to fools and robs the spirit of its vision. When it comes your time to die, be not like those whose hearts are filled with the fear of death. so that when their time comes, they weep and pray for a little more time to live their lives over again in a different way. Sing your death song and die like a hero going home.
An empty space where life once stirred, my eyes were not yet seeing. Where once my heartbeat shared a tone with a small and fragile being. So scarcely formed, yet still a life, a dream, a hope, a promise. Our plans were changed to now include this new life thrust upon us. Then just as quickly as it came, our dreams were gone away, the deepest pain I've ever felt. Our baby died today. With footprints left upon our hearts, she gently took her leave. We're left with nothing but regret, and only time to grieve. There was no service to be held, no mourning time required, no songs of longing and despair, no words to be inspired. We're simply told to bear the pain. It's nature's way, they say. I can't forget our baby moved inside me yesterday. And with each word of sorrow, my teardrops of anger and resentment are mixed with guilt and pain. I look to heaven for a sign to help search out a course where love can teach acceptance and eliminate remorse. My body will accept the truth that now our baby's gone, but in our hearts, our angel everlastingly lives on.
The Noble and the Brave, a Veterans Day tribute. When America had an urgent need, these brave ones raised a hand. No hesitation held them back. They were proud to take a stand. They left their friends and family. They gave up normal life. To serve their country and their God, they plowed into the strife. They fought for freedom and for peace on strange and foreign shores. Some lost new friends, some lost their lives in long and brutal wars. Other veterans answered a call to support the ones who fought. Their country had requirements for the essential skills they brought. We salute every one of them, the noble and the brave, the ones still with us here today, and those who rest in a grave. So here's to our country's heroes. They're a cut above the rest. Let's give the honor that is due to our country's very best.
I am going to share a little story. Love is the greatest gift we can give somebody. My mom passed away last year during Christmas, and being on the other side of a family member is a little bit different, and I wouldn't have changed it for the world. I helped my dad when she was signed up for hospice to take care of my mom. I was lucky that during the COVID part of all the pandemic, she was at home so I could be by her side. I wouldn't have changed it for the world. Was I perfect taking care of my mom? No. Is anybody perfect? Did I worry about if I was hurting her? Of course I did. My dad and I were not perfect. My dad, there was one point, he was hard of hearing when the hospice nurse came, and it was explaining medications. And when I later found out, my dad gave her a blood pressure pill that sounded just like lorazepam. So her blood pressure was a little low the next day, but we did the best we can. And I know that people struggle with, are they doing the best for their loved one? Yeah, I think you do the best you can, and you can't be hard on yourself. Nobody's perfect, but we do it for love. We are quick to judge ourselves when we take care of someone and feel bad about doing the right thing. And I think that's okay. We're all human. But I think we do the best you can, and that's all you can do. I also think that for me, it was hard knowing when is that moment going to be. I was pretty lucky when my mom started changing in her breathing. I was able to call my brother and say, you need to get over here. And he was actually there when she took her last breath. Another thing that I recommend for people is just talking with your loved ones. What do they want? I remember a funny story with my mom asking her at her end of life, does she want any music? Who does she want there? And she's like, I don't care. And so I was telling my mom, well, do you want all your brothers and sisters? Because she's got 6 of them. I don't care. And I think what she really wanted was her children. So I just asked, do you want it quiet? Would you want it just me, my sister, and my brother? And she said, yeah. So that's kind of how we planned it. I guess the big thing is I just wanted it for my mom. I didn't feel like I needed to have a big group. It's whatever she wanted. And so I did struggle a little bit with grandkids and brothers and sisters of not being there by her side, but it was my mom's decision, not hers. I do feel lucky that I was able to be there and have conversations with my mom, telling her that, thanks for everything you gave me, except for my thin hair and except for my anxiety, because my mom was a very anxious person. But I just love the way that she was able to say, I'm proud of you, I love you. I wouldn't to miss those conversations for the world. And if you have a chance to know that somebody's close to passing, go make visits, have conversations. Everybody dies. Nobody can live forever, and I think that's what makes it so special is if we live forever, would it be this special? So I'm very thankful in that. My mom was not a famous person. She wasn't rich, but she was my mom and I loved her. And I think love is the greatest gift. With all that goes on in this world, all this critiquing of each other, I don't think we need to do it. Give each other a break. Spread love, spread kindness. So I do have one last reading here. It is by Ralph Waldo Emerson. And he wrote, to laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a better place. It can be just a little bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition. To know even one life has breathed easier because you lived. Just having my mom and having a special person in your life is just what we need in this world, love. Thank you.
In the rising of the sun and its going down, we remember. In the blowing of the wind and the chill of winter, we remember. In the opening of buds and the rebirth of spring, we remember. In the blueness of the sky and the warmth of summer, we remember. In the rustling of the leaves and in the beauty of autumn, we remember. In the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember. When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember. When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember. When we have joys we yearn to share, we remember. So long as we live, they too shall live. For they are now part of us. We remember.
This concludes our Evergreen program for 2021, and we thank you for all joining us and participating. And we certainly hope that your upcoming holidays are blessed with friends and family and just joyful celebrations. Again, thank you very much for joining us, and God bless you.